He had the power of Drogba, the touch of Berbatov and the arrogance of Zlatan, all wrapped into one. He could have been a generational icon, but instead he became a living meme. A player so talented that he never had to fight for anything. A player so unstoppable until it mattered. This is not a story of failure, it's a story of potential left untouched. A story of a man who never lost his gift, just his focus. This is the story of Mario Balotelli, a player who might have been actually too talented for his own good. Mario Balotelli was born on August 12, 1990 in Palermo, Sicily. His parents were immigrants from Ghana. Mario was sick, like seriously sick. He had a life-threatening condition that required multiple surgeries before the age of 2. Faced with these challenges, his biological parents placed him into foster care. He was taken in by the Balotelli family, wealthy Italians living in Brescia. They raised him, educated him and gave him a second chance. But legally, he wasn't theirs. And culturally, Italy never made him feel like he belonged. He was called racial slurs in youth games, was told he wasn't truly Italian, and even when he later represented the national team, parts of the Italian press made him feel like an outsider. Balotelli once said, "If I had been white, I would have been treated very differently in Italy." This created a chip on his shoulder. He didn't just want to be great, he wanted to prove everyone wrong. At just 15 years old, he was dominating grown men at Lumesane. At 16, he was signed by Inter Milan, then managed by Roberto Mancini. His debut came in 07, he scored. His first Coppa Italia appearance, he scored twice. At 17, he was already a key piece in an Inter team filled with veterans. But even at that age, the signs were there. He refused to warm up properly, he clashed with teammates during training, he was booked for sarcastically applauding referees, he openly challenged authority, even his own coach, and when Mourinho replaced Mancini in 08, things got explosive. There's this famous story everyone knows. Inter were playing away in Russia, and only Mario was available as a striker.
All my strikers injured. No Milito, no Eto'o. I was really in trouble and Mario was the only one. I was spending 14 minutes speaking only for Mario. Mario, I cannot change you. I cannot make a change. I don't have a striker on the bench. Don't touch anybody. Play only with the ball. When we lose the ball, no reaction. If somebody provocates you, no reaction. If the referee makes a mistake, no reaction. Mario, please. Minute 46.
No way.
Red card.
No way.
And yet, in between all the madness, Mario still scored goals. A brace against Juventus, Champions League goals and a stunning solo goal versus Roma. But the breaking point? He wore an AC Milan shirt while still playing for Inter. That's like a Real Madrid player wearing a Barcelona jersey in a club interview. It was done, he was sold. But this was no punishment, it was a reward because Manchester City came knocking. When Manchester City signed Balotelli in 2010, they were in transition. The takeover money was flowing and they had Tevez, Kompany, Silva and now Super Mario. Roberto Mancini now at City believed he could finally bring out Balotelli's best, and for a time, it worked. In his first season, Mario scored a brace vs West Brom, a hat-trick vs Aston Villa, he finished with 10 goals in his debut season despite injuries. He was named the Golden Boy, the award for the best under-21 player in Europe. But the chaos escalated. He fought Michael Richards in training, he threw darts at youth players for fun, he was stopped by the police with £25,000 cash in his seat. When he was asked why, he said, "Because I'm rich." And then, he delivered the most iconic moment of his career, the 6-1 win over Manchester United. He scored, lifted his shirt, and it said, "Why always me?" A meme, a moment, a masterpiece. And on top of that, the 93rd minute assist to Aguero. He didn't score that day, but he made the title-winning goal happen. The same guy who blew up his bathroom with fireworks assisted the most legendary goal in Premier League history. That's Mario Balotelli. Even though it's arguably the most legendary goal in Premier League history, personally, I don't think that was Mario's peak, because what came next was even better. Euro 2012. Balotelli, still just 21, was leading the line for Italy. He struggled in the group stages, missed chances and looked lost. But in the semi-final versus Germany, he turned into a machine. Goal 1 was a bullet header, and goal 2, a rocket into the top corner. Shirt off, muscles flexed, eyes stone cold. He stood like a warrior. For once, the whole world respected him. After the game, he cried in his mother's arms. In that moment, he wasn't a meme. He was Mario Balotelli, the pride of Italy. Even though Italy lost the final, Balotelli was named in the team of the tournament. He was their top scorer, and for a brief moment, he looked destined for greatness. After falling out with Mancini and several suspensions, City sold him. He went to AC Milan in 2013 and actually played well. 12 goals in 13 games, free kicks, solo goals, match winners. Fans loved him again, but that magic faded quickly. He started slacking in training, he was seen smoking before games, and he gave up on pressing or defending. In 2014, he moved to Liverpool. They had just lost Luis Suarez and needed a big name. What they got was Balotelli at his worst. He scored just one Premier League goal all season, he didn't press, he didn't pass, he barely even cared. Rodgers tried to motivate him, but nothing worked. He was dropped, and Liverpool fans called him the worst signing of the decade. But while critics were quick to blame Balotelli for his attitude, they often ignored the environment he was trying to survive in. Because no matter where he went, racism followed him. At AC Milan during a 2013 match vs Roma, Balotelli was subject to disgusting racist chants. Monkey noises, slurs, at times the game had to be stopped. He stood there expressionless, trying not to show any emotion, because if he reacted, they would call him immature, and if he ignored it, he was called cold. Balotelli tweeted later that night, "I'm not angry, I'm disappointed. Racism is ignorant and small-minded. Italy, wake up." It wasn't the first time. In his Inter days, Juventus fans racially abused him constantly. In Verona, fans chanted monkey noises so loudly he kicked the ball into the crowd and nearly walked off the pitch. Even in Nice, France, a country known for diversity, Balotelli reported that he was called slurs by opposing players, and no one did anything. At Brescia, when he was already criticized for being lazy and out of shape, racist banners appeared calling him not Italian. And remember, this is a man who played over 30 games for Italy, who cried when the anthem played at Euro 2012, who said time and time again, "I'm Italian, I was born here, I deserve to be treated like anyone else." But racism always found him. Not just in the stands, but in the press too. Some portrayed him as an animal, a fuck, or a disgrace to the jersey, while similar behavior from white players was dismissed as passion or emotion. This constant abuse wasn't just hurtful, it was dehumanizing, and it chipped away at Balotelli's already fragile relationship with the game. Post-Liverpool, Balotelli became a journeyman. At Nice, he found brief redemption, scoring 43 goals in 66 games. Fans loved him, and he looked happy, but he eventually fell out with the coach. At Marseille, another short stint, decent form, but no longevity. At Brescia, his return home, he promised to stay focused, stay fit and help the club survive. Instead, he missed training, fought with teammates, was caught eating kebabs mid-season, the club was relegated and his contract was terminated. Then came Monza, Adana Demirspor, Sion, Adana again, and Genoa. Clubs kept taking the gamble and kept being disappointed. So, what went wrong? It wasn't ability, he could strike a ball better than almost anyone. It wasn't injuries because he was physically fit for most of his prime. And it wasn't racism alone, although that played a part. It was mentality. Mario Balotelli never evolved. He thought the game owed him something, that raw talent would always be enough, that he could not care and still win games. So where does that leave him? I mean, he won a Premier League, he won Serie A, he scored in the Champions League, he was Italy's hero once, but he could have been so much more. Balotelli was like a Ferrari with no steering wheel. Beautiful, powerful, deadly, but impossible to control. And that's why we remember him. Not because of the trophies, but because of the what-ifs. He wasn't just a footballer, he was a moment, he was an emotion. Now to conclude this whole thing, yes, Mario Balotelli was too talented for his own good. But maybe that's what made him unforgettable. He didn't play football the right way, but he made us feel something. Let me know in the comments, was he a wasted talent or just misunderstood? Smash the like button, subscribe for more deep dives, and remember, why always me? Because there will never be another Mario Balotelli.